I've reviewed the footage 100 times since then, frame by frame, zoomed in, slowed down, enhanced. And every single time I get to 3:17 a.m. on night 7, I have to stop. Not because of what's in the hallway, because of what's standing 2 feet behind me, and I'm looking the wrong way. Pausa, my name doesn't matter. What matters is that I worked security for 8 months at a building most people in this city don't know exists, and what I'm about to tell you is the reason I quit, moved out of my apartment, and haven't slept a full night since November. The Mercer Building. Built in 1947 as a textile factory, closed in 1989, converted into a private document storage facility sometime in the early 2000s, 12 floors, thousands of archive boxes, fluorescent lights that buzz on a 6-second delay when you walk into a room, 1 guard per shift, midnight to 8 a.m. My job, patrol every floor on rotation, check the cameras, log any anomalies. That's it. For the first 5 weeks, the only anomaly I ever logged was a rat in the 3rd floor stairwell. The building had 22 cameras. I monitored them from a booth on the ground floor, a small room with a desk, a monitor array, and a coffee machine that made terrible coffee. I spent a lot of time in that booth. I knew every camera angle by heart. I knew exactly how the shadows fell in each corridor at different hours. I knew the building's sounds, the pipes contracting in the cold, the elevator shaft humming even when no one called it, the fluorescence cycling on and off. That's important, because when something changed, I noticed immediately. Night 1 of what I now call the 7 nights, camera 4. Camera 4 covers the 4th floor east corridor, a long hallway, 42 feet, 6 archive rooms on each side, a fire door at the far end, standard layout. I'd walked that hallway dozens of times. At 3:17 a.m., I looked at camera 4 on my monitor and saw a figure at the far end of the corridor. My first thought, someone got in. I grabbed my radio and went up to check. By the time I got there, camera 4 corridor, 4th floor east, it was empty. Fire door locked from the inside. Archive rooms locked. No one. I logged it as a possible camera artifact interference. A shadow from the streetlights through the end of corridor window. Night 2, 3:17 a.m. Camera 4. Figure. Same position. Same direction. Facing the camera. I went up again. Empty again. Night 3. I didn't go up. I just watched the monitor. The figure stood there for exactly 4 minutes and 12 seconds. Then the screen went dark. Camera 4 feed dropped entirely, and when it came back 11 seconds later, the corridor was empty. I sat in that booth for the next 2 hours without moving. By night 4, I'd done my research. I found 2 previous guards who'd worked the Mercer Building. I tracked down one of them through a mutual contact. I called him. He picked up on the second ring. I told him I had a question about camera 4. He hung up. I set up my own camera on night 5. A small portable unit, the kind people use for home security, positioned in the corner of my booth, aimed at my own monitor array. If whatever was on camera 4 appeared again, I wanted a recording of my recording. Night 5, 3:17 a.m. Camera 4, figure. My portable camera recorded my monitors the whole time. When I reviewed the portable camera footage the next morning, I noticed something I hadn't seen in the moment. At 3:17 a.m., the exact moment the figure appeared on camera 4, something moved in the reflection of my booth window behind me. Outside, I live on the ground floor. My booth has a window that faces the exterior wall of the building, a 6-inch gap between the glass and the outer concrete. Nothing should be there. Night 6, I didn't set up any cameras. I just sat and waited. 3:17 a.m., camera 4, figure. I stared at it for the full 4 minutes and 12 seconds this time. I did not look away. I did not look behind me. When it disappeared, I sat there until 5 a.m. with my back against the wall, facing the monitors and the window at the same time. I told myself, one more night, night 7, I would have answers. Night 7. I came prepared. 3 cameras, the standard booth setup, my portable unit from before, and a new one, a wide-angle unit I'd bought that afternoon, aimed directly at the exterior window behind my desk. If something was moving in that gap, I would see it. 3 a.m. I made coffee. I arranged the monitor display so I could see all 3 of my own cameras plus the 22 building feeds simultaneously. 3:15 a.m. I felt it before I saw it. That's the part that's hardest to explain, this drop in the air, like pressure changing. Like something in the room shifted. Not cold. Not a presence exactly, more like subtraction. As if something nearby was absorbing. 3:17 a.m. Camera 4. Figure, right on time. I watched it. I kept both hands on the desk. I did not turn around. But I looked at my portable camera feed, the one aimed at my own monitor array. In the monitor reflection, I could see behind me. The exterior window. There was a face in the window, not pressed against the glass, not looking in from outside, just there, in the 6-inch gap between the glass and the wall. Occupying space that should have been empty concrete. The face was pale. The proportions were wrong in a way I couldn't place. The eyes were open. They were looking at the back of my head. I didn't move. I don't know how long I sat there. I watched it in the reflection of my monitor for what felt like a very long time. Then it moved. Not left or right, not backward. It moved toward me, through the glass. I watched it in the reflection as it entered the room, and then it was behind me, standing there, in my booth, between me and the door. I closed my eyes. When I opened them, it was gone. The camera 4 figure was gone too. 3:17 a.m. had come and gone. I walked out of the building at 3:21 a.m. I left my badge on the desk. I left my jacket. I left my portable cameras. I never went back for them. 3 days later, I received an envelope in the mail. No return address. Inside, a printed screenshot from a security camera feed. The image quality was poor, low resolution, grainy. But I recognized the booth. My booth. The timestamp read 3 hours, 17 minutes, and 42 seconds, night 7. In the image, I'm sitting at my desk, facing the monitors, back to the camera. And behind me, standing in the center of the booth, roughly 2 feet from my chair, is a figure. It is standing completely still. Its head is turned. It is looking directly at the camera that took the picture. I've tried to find out who sent it. I've tried to find the camera that angle came from. There was no camera in that position in my booth. There was nothing on that wall. I still have the printout. I look at it sometimes. What I keep coming back to is this. Whatever was in that building, it wasn't afraid of the cameras. It was using them. And the night it finally came into my booth and stood behind me, the night I felt it in the room and closed my eyes and refused to look, maybe that's the only reason I'm here to tell you this, because on the footage from camera 4 that night, the camera I never reviewed, the one pointed at the 4th floor corridor at exactly 3:17 a.m., the figure appears as usual. But this time, it's not at the far end of the hallway. It's right at the camera, inches from the lens, looking up. Pausa longa, don't work the night shift alone. And if something appears on your monitors that shouldn't be there, don't review the other cameras. Because if it knows you're watching, it already knows where you are.